that's the place to go. There's also a level of people don't think about, like I said, they don't think about the long run. They think about, how do I get rich now? So it's like, and there's obviously sort of, they have a level of trying to convince themselves of why they're doing it, because it's like, I want to get my mum out of the hood, or I want to get my mum this, or I want to do all these kind of things. So they have ways of trying to justify it. But yeah, it's always a quick thing of, how do I get money now, and how can I get it the most easiest way that I can? So those are the things. Get followers. You feel like people respect you, and in some sense, people do. They respect you when you have followers, when you have the blue tick and stuff like that. Like, one of the things that I noticed, and to be honest, even recently, I'm having an issue with, is even with friends, I feel like they, in some sense, they wouldn't take what I'm saying, especially when it comes to music and working with people. They wouldn't take what I say seriously, simply because I don't have 15,000 followers, or I don't have a blue tick. Even though, like, I've been in the industry longer than the people that they do chase, but it's just a sense of, they have that thing to show them. So the fact that I don't really play that game of the have many followers and be posting all the time and trying to get a blue tick and all that kind of stuff is, yeah, there's a level of respect that people just don't have for you anymore, in some sense. So
on that note, Josh, I think that's dead interesting you mentioned that, because I was watching, I'm sure you know Bouncer. Yeah, so I've been watching. I think he did a podcast. I can't remember the name of the podcast he was on, but I fucking love Bouncer. Like, the things that he talks about and how switched on he is for someone that came up from really nothing. You know, when I think he even went behind the door for, I don't know how long, for like armed robbery. You know, he was really at that kind of low level. So all the way now, teaching himself about the music industry, teaching himself about business, how to market, how to network, and now, you know, getting to this stage where, you know, he's got so many artists under him. You know, he's constantly looking for the next new talent, and he's brought himself up from really nothing to a really, you know, credible agent, and he's smashing it. He was on this podcast. I don't know if you saw the controversy between him. I think was it Dig That?
It did out Dutch Valley, was it? You know,
Dig That or Dig a D? I can't remember. It was one of the two.
Oh, probably Dig a D. No, Dig That. I think it was. Yeah.
I think the one that did Air Force. It was Dig That, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think that's Dig That. Yeah.
And he was talking about how everything that you see there is fake. Like, I'm sitting here thinking, all right, this guy's, you know, he's probably been on road, he's got a bit of money about him, he's, you know, bought all these nice things, he's doing music, but he just exposed him, saying it was all fake. How the chains are his friends from jewelry shops that they own, and they just give it to him for the music videos. The clothes are bought by Bouncer, and then he takes them back. The cars are rented. Everything's completely fake, rented, not his. And then he robbed him for like $100,000 for one of the label signings or something. And I'm thinking, I could see through that already. I could already see that. This, you know, I can see that this is all rented cars, blah, blah, blah. It's not his. But a lot of people don't see that. And I think that's where the clout chasing mentality comes from, is I want to get to that level. But people aren't realizing that's not real. Like, you're trying to chase this fake, just imaginary goal because you're seeing it. But really, they haven't got that either.
Yeah. Because everything kind of, everything's gone really visual now. So even a result of that is, like, before, like I always say, back in the day, it makes me sound mad old, but like back in the day, it was a thing of if you were doing music, your community, basically they were the ones who would call up the radio and be like, yo, like, you lot need to play this song, like, you need to play this guy or this. Do you know what I'm saying? Your community kind of, they build with you and they help you. Now it's sort of turned into a thing of where, before I even become a fan of you, somehow you're super rich and super, like, famous already. Do you know what I'm saying? And I know one of the stories with, like, about French Montana, where is he basically took all his money and put it into I think it was like his first video. I can't remember the name of the song. And because of that, he blew off of that, because he had like Lamborghinis and stuff in the video and all that kind of thing. So nowadays that's what's happening. People are coming out, and even why it's like, again, most of the people that are on the top are either like, you have to do something illegal, because for you to come into the game already looking popular and famous and super rich, and that's when people sort of start to join you. So it's like, now there's a mentality of, we jump on the boat when it's finished being built. They don't really help you build it up, and they kind of just join the bandwagon and stuff. That's just how it works. But it's just really visual. That's just where life is now. Everything is visual. Everything is like, even now when we look at people, we know you're wearing a filter, but we're still like, oh my God, you look beautiful. And
That's
like,
the thing.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
that's what I wanted to say. You know, Mike, you're saying a lot of people don't know it's fake, but I think we've come to the point where everyone knows it's fake. That's the crazy part. It's like you mentioned 6ix9ine. Everyone knows that the guy is a fake. And yet when they found out like he was truly exposed, they just loved it even more. People don't care whether it's real or fake. They really don't. It's all about
it's like Charlemagne. It's like Charlemagne said, the quote that he said, like, people don't care about the truth if the lie is more entertaining. Because that's just what it is.
Absolutely.
That's just what it is. But it's yeah, bro. I don't know how to, again, like, I
know.
I always try to find a way to even come up with a solution. But I've kind of just accepted if we're going down the hill, and it's kind of just you gotta let it crash for it to for it to get better, for people to really kind of see.
That's a good point. Go back to the quote, just from what Josh said there. You know, you're trying to find a solution. Going back to the quote, why should we find a solution? Why don't we just focus on ourselves and make it so we're not part of that bullshit, and just make it so we breed more of that same mentality of work on yourself, don't entertain that, don't be part of it, and then maybe eventually it will come to an end, or it will just be less significant. I think that's what's really important, and that's why I'm getting sick of social media myself, and I'm thinking I don't even really be part of it anymore. I don't like, obviously I use it to communicate with people, but when I see some of this stuff on there, like on TikTok and Instagram and that, I think, do you know what, maybe I don't need to delete it, but maybe I can filter it out. Maybe I can start following some more relevant pages that, you know, talk about finance or success or, you know, motivation. I think a lot more people need to do that, is just get away from noise, just block out the noise and just really focus on yourself and what you want.
So, you basically been doing that for a long time now, right? Or would you?
Me or Josh?
No, Josh. Talking to Josh.
Oh, yeah. I took like a 2-year break from Instagram. Well, I wouldn't say even from Instagram, but from posting on the front of my Instagram, because it got to the point where I would post and I would get like you get a lot of likes and stuff, but I never really wanted to fall into that trap of my next post needs to get as much likes as my last one did, and